I just got lazy last week and I went to boxing only 2 times. This week I did it again and only went again twice. It got me thinking a little bit about success with women and how when you go into scarcity, you stop being abundant. You're getting lazy with one girl and become obsessed. All right, so in the old game chat group online, in the pickup community, we actually used to call this oneitis. Means you overly fixated on one girl to the point where it hurts your confidence, option, and overall success. And a lot of time, I don't call falling in love with one girl as a oneitis because I think it could sound like very pessimistic. It's like, you know, really you like a girl and you have a disease. Yeah, I mean, you know, that's kind of sucks, right? But actually there is a sort of element of truth to it. And here's why. The human mind is very, very deceptive on when you go into scarcity and you don't think that you have a lot of options with girl. What ends up happening is that you project things onto her that do not exist. You will see quality in her that do not exist. You would feel like feeling for her that are intensified. They're actually being intensified because of the one scarcity. The chemistry that you're feeling is being extremely intensified because of the scarcity. So what I would like challenge you to do, you get quote unquote oneitis, and I know it's such a like cheesy word, but if you catch that oneitis, that laziness, what I want you to do is challenge yourself to go out. And if you want to, this is up to you. You go out and, you know, go to say hi, you go to say a nightclub and make out with 5 different girls that are as attractive, if no more attractive than the girl you have oneitis. And if you don't know how to do that, then learn the skill set how to do it. All right? It's not how to do it, all right? It's not that actually then I want you to take a girl home twice this weekend. 2 different girls. Just go back to her house, just fool around at home, and even if you don't, you know, winds up having sex, that's fine. But just go fool around with a couple of different girls, you know. I'm not, you know, it's up to you how you want to live your sex life. But I'm just saying, man, all right, there is a certain element to this. What you're going to see is your brain react to it. Give it a try. So if you go to do that, I would challenge you to still feel those like intensified feeling and this like really dramatic feeling about that original girl. And you'll be back into abundance. You don't feel it in the same way. Now, there's what's intensified. These things around with a couple of different girls actually might make you realize, damn, I have a very unique chemistry with that one girl that I did like. And it makes me want to be with her even more. But what I would do is it would calm down those intensified feelings to a point where you can still be icy, right? Icy, what do I mean by icy? Well, when you first met the girl, I'm going to take a guess. If you were attractive, really, you know, attractive girl, you were probably in the flow, you were in the zone, you were drawing state from within yourself. You were grounded in your own movie. And that's probably why she initially liked you and you started to have contact with each other. But then what happened is that as you started liking her, you know, especially if you were the kind of dude who's like, you know, a pretty hardcore pimp, you start to get feelings. You're like, I like that one, and I have feeling. I know I don't get feelings. And then sometimes you can get too pushy, and especially too if you like a super good guys with girls, you know. You have all these girls that you had like sex with and that are begging to, I want this one to be my girlfriend, all right? And then you think she's going to want to automatically, but what you're not realizing is that all those girls that you beg be your girlfriend, the reason why they did that is because you had that inner like tenderness, and you didn't have like all this like intensified feeling, right? So I want you to think about girls who you hooked up with, where as you are hooking up with them, you can see they're having this really intense experience, and they're that cold. They're having like this really intense experience, and you know you're enjoying, right? But you kind of like, you know, she's not really used to being with a guy she's attracted to me as that often. And see how you almost, these two different realities, well, you're getting super duper into this girl and your feeling are being intensified. It's probably feeling that way about you a lot of time, right? And it's not allowing that relationship to evolve organically and like in a healthy way. So, you know, notice how it kills your attraction and what it does to you when a girl that does that, and then think, do I do that to somebody else, or do I want like to be two people who are drawing state from within, right? And then basically getting like that ultimate chemistry of two people that are just like this, right? And then the kind of chemistry that you get comes from two non-needy people that are connecting with each other. And here's what I think is beautiful about that. I know beautiful is kind of a cheesy word, but I think it's beautiful, right? Is that when you two are like very just like drawing state from within yourself, you're like in that own, like you are in your own little world. What will happen is that you actually look around and you see other people that are like in that kind of like codependent sort of non-needy mode, and you're like, wow, we are in like our own world here, right? We are on our own world, self-sufficient world, and then your relationship can evolve from, you know, as Stephen Covey would say, from codependent to independent, but then independent to interdependent, where, you know, even if you do get into a relationship, the value that you get out comes from growth that you both getting out of it. Now, you know what they can do for me, what I can do from them, but the growth that you're getting out of it. And I don't know, I think that's a really beautiful thing, and it's very powerful, all right? The girl that you're going to get in the long run is going to be more attractive. Dude, it's going to be so sweet, all right? It's going to be really sweet. So just out there, I mean, I know that, you know, going and hooking up with other girls is kind of a little bit of a validation seeking. It's not necessarily like the most healthy solution to be having like, you know, an obsession with one girl, all right? And you shouldn't on that forever. But at the same time, it's something to be said about it, all right? It does work, it does get you going if you do it from like a healthy place and with the, you know, the mind of state of just getting back into your zone, your movie drawing state from within yourself. Stop trying to draw as a state of that girl, really nice girl like you. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this video and the beautiful Miami behind me, and I talk to you soon. Peace.